Hi there ladies, welcome back to my channel. It's Manisha here. So today I'm sharing with you something new and exciting. It's from Sparkle & Co and it's their July release dipping powder subscription. So this is how it arrived to me, beautifully packaged, and you do get a complimentary bag with that, with this very cute flamingo keyring. So I definitely will be putting that to use. So I'll pop everything out of the box and just show you a closer look. So Sparkle & Co does a really cool first order referral program. So what they advise is for you to sign up and create a Sparkle & Co account, and because you've popped over from my channel, you use my YouTube username, which is Manisha M, in the referral area. So when you've completed your first order, you will receive a $9 credit, which is really cool. So that credit can go into your Sparkle & Co account over the time span of 1 to 2 months, and you can use these credit towards future orders on their website. Now if you decide to join their subscription referral program, again, you know, you make an account up, create an account with Sparkle & Co and use my YouTube username, which is Manisha M. So I'll have all this information for you down below. But with the subscription bag, you'll actually receive an $18 credit towards a future subscription bag, which is an amazing amount of discount. But be sure to create a Sparkle & Co account to be able to tap into this. Now you do need to use my YouTube username, which is Manisha M, to take advantage of this special that they've got running at the moment. And there's also a 15% discount code, which is Manisha15. I'll have that for you down below too. Now you can't unfortunately use this on any subscription bags or anything like that. You can just use it on all their other products, which they've got a really big range of really cool items on their website, which you might want to take advantage of and use that 15% off discount code. So now I'm just going to show everything that I've been sent. Now because I've never used a dipping powder system, you're going to see me doing this for the first time ever. They've actually included these couple of dip liquids. You don't normally get these with a monthly subscription. You can purchase these separately, but they've sent them out to me because I've never used a dip system. I'm probably the only person that's never used one before. So you're going to see me how I get on with all of this. This is all like quite new to me, and it's quite interesting to see how I go with it anyway. But those two liquids I just showed aren't included, but everything else that I show you will be included in your July bag. So there will be an August bag coming out, and I'll leave a date for when that one will be available from. So next up you do get a Solidity number 3. So this is a almost like a sort of a top coat, like it's kind of part of the dipping system. So I'll show you how you use that later on. And then you get these really cool little they've popped in these little motifs and things like that. I thought they were quite cute. I mean, the attention to detailing here with the packaging and whatnot is just really nice. I think they've put a lot of thought into this, and it is quite a nice special set that they've got. So they've got 3 dip powders in this system here, and the first one I'm just showing there is a really nice pale pink called Baby Flamingo. Now you'll see when I open, it has actually got a really nice sort of subtle shimmer to it. It's very pretty. And the next one I've got is Let's Flamingle. Yeah, really cool. Very nice hot pink. These are such cool colours for summer. They really do scream summer, which is quite nice for me because I'm actually in the middle of winter here. So it was quite nice to get something that made me feel a bit more summery and happy. So that's the second colour. And then last but not least, we've got Let's Take a Dip. So this is a beautiful glitter one. So it's got a good mixture of chunky and fine glitters in it, and all my favourite colours like aqua blues and greens and things like that. So I'm really looking forward to using this one today. Sorry about that, that was my phone. So this is just shows you all the little bits and pieces that you get. Now there are full instructions here. They were very easy to follow because I followed them for the next part, which is when I'm going to use the dip system. But I did find them really nice and easy to follow. They're very you know, nicely laid out and tell you exactly what to do, and there's even tips and things like that included too. So and I was really pleased and quite excited at this stage to get started. Just show you some pictures of the different products here, just close up so you get a better look. And I do like how they've popped in some swatch sticks as well, so you can see exactly what the swatches are going to look like on your nails. Now don't forget that 15% discount code. You can use that at any time on the website, just not towards any subscription bags. So first up, I'm going to use that beautiful pale pink, which is Baby Flamingo. So I'm just going to start off with the base bond, which is the first step of the dip system. So I've actually already prepped my nails. I've washed my hands, cleaned them, pushed my cuticles back. I've buffed the surface of the nail, and then I've just gone in and applied a coat of that base bond, and all I'm doing is actually scooping up that powder, and you can see I've just sort of sprinkled it over the nail, so that's kind of stuck on quite nicely. It's quite uniform. So with the dip systems, they you know, they suggest doing 3 to 4 coats. You can do as little as 2 coats if you want to, and so what you do in between is just give it a few seconds to dry and then sweep off the excess with a brush. So that's just what I've done here. And now I'm going to do a second coat, so you basically repeat these steps again and add as many coats as you want to. So I'm just going to be popping some more on. Now you can dip your nails into here, but I just felt like, because the pots were really full, I felt if I put my finger in, it was probably going to push a lot of it out, because they're very generous with their amounts that they do put in there. But I really like how this has covered up the nail, and it's really easy to use. I don't know why I was so anxious about the whole thing. I was a little bit nervous but excited, but in hindsight I didn't need to be. I mean, the steps that they've included are very, very clear, and they explain everything perfectly on how to use these. So I'm going to be doing the next colour, which is that beautiful hot pink colour, which is Let's Flamingo. Really like the names. I think the names are so cool, and I'm just going to be sprinkling that one on as well. So I'm going to be popping this onto the middle finger. So just sort of get it on, tap it. Now don't touch your nail bed at this stage, because it still will be drying. Just going to show you guys on the camera what it looks like. Give it about 20 seconds or so, and then you can just very gently brush off any excess if you want to, and then you just proceed with those steps all over again. So you can just pop on another coat of the basic bond. Just get it as nice and evenly as possible, because if you do a nice tidy job here, you've got less filing to do later on. Now I do actually check the brush, and I do wipe off camera if I feel like there's something on the brush. Now I'm actually going to dip this nail in just to see how it was like to dip it. So I'm sorry I kind of covered up the camera a little bit with my other finger, but it's a little bit awkward because I've never done this before, so I was just sort of giving it a go. So I'm happy with that, and I'm just going to brush off the excess. Then I'm going to pop that one aside, and then I'm going to move on to the beautiful sort of mermaidy colour. So this one's Let's Take a Dip, colour number 62. So this one's the one that's full of glitter. Now I do a little bit of a faux pas with this one, and I had to refer back to my steps again just to see where I went wrong. Now you're going to see what happens here. So I'm going to sort of use the same system, but I thought this time I'll just sprinkle it into the lid of the container. And I was looking at it going, why hasn't anything stuck to my nail? Something doesn't seem right. And then that's when I had a light bulb moment and realised that I actually was supposed to give these powders a shake. They can settle in transit, and they do advise you to give them a little bit of a shake before you use them. Now this is especially apparent in these ones with a lot of glitters in them, and so that's where I actually went a bit wrong. I mean, only some of the products stuck, but because it wasn't sort of mixed through, yeah, I didn't really get a very good coverage on that first go. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a second coat on this one, and I'm just going to do what I did before and just scoop it off and then run it down the nail. And it's still not very opaque, so I'm just going to go in again and do a third coat on this one. I do get better when I do my next nail, but I mean, you know, this is the first time ever I'm doing this, and I'm doing it on camera, so yeah. I thought I was being very brave here. Sometimes I do like to test things out beforehand, but with this I just pretty much went straight in. And thought, well, let's just see how I go with it. And I mean, it's great, you know, it's a really, you can see how easy the system is to use. So that's the third layer I've done, and I'm actually going to go ahead and do a fourth one, because I just felt like there was one patch of the nail just there right in the middle where I felt like it didn't really have enough coverage on it. I'm just sort of dusting off the excess here, and just going to go in again just with this last one. This is like a really cool mermaid effect. I really do like this this one quite a bit. Now this is when I decided maybe I should just dip the nail into it, and bingo, that's where I was going wrong with it. So not only did I forget to shake it, I should have just dipped the nail in. So I did realise this now for when I did my last nail, and things did actually move a little bit more smoothly, and there was a bit more progress. So there's a little bit of a look of what the three nails look like. So these are your three colours you'll be getting. And yeah, I ended up doing that pinky off, I mean, sorry, yeah, I did do it off camera. So with this one, now that I thought I've become a bit of an expert, I thought I'd do a little bit of a colour block and do two colours on one nail. I've seen other YouTubers doing something like this, so I thought, oh well, I've practiced on three nails, I should be all good to go now. So sort of took my training wheels off and just kind of went with it. So here I am dipping it again. So the second time I dipped it, I just kind of put the bonder on the tip of the nail, and then I'm just putting it on to the base of the nail, and then I realised it's probably easy just to kind of sprinkle it on, so that's what I'm doing. So I mean, you can do a mixture of sprinkling or dipping. I mean, just do what feels comfortable for you. I was happy again with just 2 coats of that one. So now that I've done that, I'm going in with step 3, which is the solidify, I think it's called, and you basically just pop a coat of that on all of the nails. Just pop it on generously. Now you do have to let that dry for at least 30 seconds. Now, and the preferable drying time is 1 to 3 minutes, but I mean, by the time you've done all your nails, if you do both hands and just wait a minute or so, you'll be ready to go for the next step. So I painted that on all the nails and then just let that sit for a minute, and then I'm actually going to go ahead and buff them all off camera, because I don't think you want to sit there and watch me buffing. So what I've done is I've washed my hands, and then I'm just going to go ahead and add the solidify again. So this is just really locking everything in now that my nails look a lot tidier, and I've given that a couple of minutes to dry, and then I'm just popping on a really nice thin coat of the glossy coat, which is your last step. And the drying time for this is 3 to 10 minutes. So what they advise to do is do 1 coat, and then by the time you've done all your nails, just go ahead and immediately do a second coat, and then leave it to dry for 3 to 10 minutes. And then that's pretty much all the nails done there. So I think the system's quite easy. I mean, you can't really go too wrong if you do read the steps, and they are nice and clear. Even people like me that are beginners can actually do it quite successfully. Now I decided to add a little bit of nail art off camera, and I will have all the information listed down below what I did. So if you ladies have enjoyed what you've seen today, just leave me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. You'll find all the information for the referral program down below, but if I've missed anything out or you need further clarification, I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you might have. Apart from that, ladies, thanks for stopping by. Thank you Sparkle & Co for sending this out. I've had lots of fun, and I hope everybody has a good day. Bye.